Good morning, students. Today we shall start with another poem of Gajanan Madhav Muktibodh entitled So Very Far. So, this poem emphasizes the class divisions in society and the inability of the individual to bring about any significant social change. As the title of the poem suggests, so very far means so very different or so very distant. I am so very far from your people, my fires are so very different from yours, that what's poison for you is food for me. So, in this poem, poet says that I am so very far from your people, means he is very different from the other people of society. My fires are very different from yours. Fires here means ambitions and desires. So he says, my fires are so very different from yours, means his ambitions, his desires in life are very different from other people of society. That what's poison for you is food for me. Poison here means the virtues like honesty and simplicity. That what's poison for you is food for me. So poet is very honest and simple. So his attitude is like poison for other members of society. So he says that what is poison for you is actually food for me. Means the virtues like honesty and simplicity seem like poison to other members of society, whereas poet has opted these ways or these virtues as his way of life. Multitudes walk with me in my isolation, in my loneliness, friendly hands of those you despise, but caught by my troubled soul and held precious there. And that is why you rain your blows on me in public and in private. Leaves of our blood-stained epics fly in our fight. Multitudes walk with me in my isolation. Multitudes means crowds of people. Multitudes walk with me in my isolation. So poet is honest and simple. So he feels lonely and he says that crowds of dishonest people, crowds of such people walk with him in his isolation. In my loneliness, friendly hands of those you despise, but caught by my troubled soul and held precious there. In my loneliness, friendly hands of those you despise. Despise means hate. In my loneliness, poet says that he is simple and he is honest in his life and in his lifestyle. So that is why people consider him lonely and they pity on him. And sometimes they offer friendly hands towards him. But he does not accept them because he hates them for whatever they are. But caught by my troubled soul and held precious there. But poet thinks of his own honesty at the time and he does not like to mix up with dishonest people. And he remains precious there. He remains alone once again. And that's why you rain your blows on me in public and in private. Leaves of our blood-stained epics fly in our fight. And that is why you rain your blows on me in public and in private. To rain your blows means to attack him. So that is why you rain your blows on me in public and in private. So poet says that his enemies or the dishonest people of society offer him friendly hands, but he rejects their friendship. So due to his reaction, they hate him in return, and that is why they attack him publicly and privately. Leaves of our blood-stained epics fly in our fight. So this last line, leaves of our blood-stained epics, leaves means pages, fly in our fight. So poet here wants to say that the struggle between good or bad, the struggle between honest and dishonest people has been through ages or has been since ages, and the mention of this struggle can be found in the blood-stained epics of our history. I covered myself with the failure's trash, finding heaps on the spiral staircase of corruption and cash, and though I have gone straight, I am still bitter in what I do, hate the poison. I covered myself with the failure's trash. Trash here means garbage, dirt. So poet says that he is honest and he is simple in his lifestyle. So that is why he is not successful in his life. He has covered himself with the dirt of failure, finding heaps on the spiral staircase of corruption and cash. Whereas other people of society, finding heaps on the spiral staircase. Staircase means crooked staircase. So, whereas other people of society, they are rising in their life through the spiral staircase of corruption and cash. Means poet is honest and he is simple. That is why he is not very successful in his life. He has covered himself with the dirt of failure, whereas other people of society, they are making success, they are rising in their life through the crooked staircase of corruption. Means because they are corruption and they are collecting cash, they are gathering cash due to corruption. And though I have gone straight, I am still bitter in what I do. Hate the poison. So poet says that though he has been straight forward in his life, I am still bitter in what I do. But he is filled with bitterness. Though he is honest and straightforward, but still he is filled with bitterness. Hate the poison. Now he himself considers this honesty as a poison, and he hates the poison of honesty. For whatever one has, one wants something better. To sweep the whole world clean, you need a scavenger, and I am not him. And though someone inside me roars each day that no work is unclean, if the man be true, the work is still grim. Poet says that for whatever one has, one wants something better. So he refers to the general idea that one always wants something better in life. For whatever one has, one wants something better. To sweep the whole world clean, you need a scavenger, and I am not him. Scavenger here means a sweeper who cleans. To sweep the whole world clean, you need a scavenger. Poet says that in order to clean the corruption from the world, there is a need of scavenger. And I am not him. But poet says that this is a very high job, and I am not a scavenger. And though someone inside me roars each day that no work is unclean if the man be true, poet says that some voice comes from inside which tells him, which reminds him each day that no work is unclean in this world if the man is true to his heart. The work is still grim. Grim means sad. But poet says that the work of, you may say, cleaning corruption from the society is very sad. It is very sorrowful because it is not easy. Beyond the world and its end products, refrigerators, vitamins, radiograms, there is my famished daughter in her intestines, annoying nothing, in her lungs the shame of those who have nothing. So, in this particular stanza, poet compares his poor world with the world of rich people. Beyond the world and its end products. So he says that he compares his poor world with the world of rich people, and he says that the world of rich people is full of luxuries. It is full of its end products and luxuries like refrigerators, vitamins, radiograms, etc. There is my famished daughter. Famished means starving daughter, hungry daughter. In her intestines, annoying nothing. Gnawing means eating. So he says, but in his poor world, there is his starving daughter who is dying due to hunger. In her intestines, annoying nothing. So her intestines has nothing to digest. So her intestines are hungry. They are eating nothing. They are digesting nothing. In her lungs the shame of those who have nothing. So in her lungs means her breath is filled with the shame of poverty, with the shame of those who have nothing. Means she, in her lungs is the breath of all those people who are poor and who are starving. Means his world is very miserable. He has his hungry daughter at home who has had nothing as food from, you may say, many days, and she is ashamed of her poverty and of her hunger. Only suffering imprisoned by the nothing is true. All else is unreal, untrue, a delusion, deceit. Only truth is the sequence of grief. Only suffering imprisoned by nothing is true. So poet says that in his poor world, only suffering is the truth. Only suffering imprisoned by nothing. Imprisoned by nothing here means due to poverty. So in his poor world, the suffering which is caused by poverty is the only reality. All else is unreal, untrue, a delusion and disease, and everything else is unreal, untrue, delusion or deceit. The only truth is a sequence of grief. So here he refers to the belief of Hindu mythology, where we say that this world is false and heaven is only reality. So he contradicts this idea and he says that in case of poor people, the grief is, the suffering is only reality, and the only truth of life is a sequence of grief. Means one grief followed by another, and this chain never ends for the poor people in society. I am the split-eared, the underground wretch, correcting disorders under your chevalets and dodges. I stretch, oil-covered, black, bowed by your orders. So, in the last stanza of this poem, poet has created an image for himself, and with the help of this image, he refers to his helplessness in society. He refers to his poverty in society. I am the split-eared underground wretch. He has created this image for himself, and he says that he is like a worker who is split-eared. The underground wretch means who is very miserable, who is very wretched, correcting disorders, and who corrects the disorders means who repairs, who does the repairs. Under your chevalets and dodges I stretch, oil covered, black, bowed by your orders. So he says that he creates an image and he says that I am a worker who obeys the orders of rich people. Means he is a worker who repairs, who does repairs, and who lies under the costly vehicles, under the luxury cars like chevalets and dodges. His body is oil covered, he looks black due to sunlight, bowed by your orders, and as a worker he has to obey the orders of rich people. So through this last stanza he refers to the bitter reality of society in which poor people, they are continue to remain poor, and rich people, they are growing more richer in society. So he refers to the idea that this gap between rich and poor people will continue to remain in this society, and there is a need of scavenger, means there is a need of such system, there is a need of such person who can clean or who can sweep the corruption from the society and who can make the condition of poor people better. This is the poem translated from the Hindi by Vishnu Khare and Adi Jusawala.